China's ambitious Belt and Road Initiative has spawned numerous infrastructure projects across Asia, but few are as strategically significant as the proposed new economic corridor connecting Kunming in China's Yunnan province to the port city of Chittagong in Bangladesh, threading through Myanmar. This 1,700-kilometer corridor represents more than roads and railways. It's a bold reimagining of regional connectivity that could reshape trade flows, economic development, and geopolitical dynamics across Southeast Asia and the Indian Ocean. The corridor's origins trace back to China's desire to reduce its dependence on the narrow Strait of Malacca, through which roughly 80% of Chinese oil imports currently pass. By creating an alternative route through Myanmar to the Bay of Bengal, China aims to diversify its energy and trade pathways while simultaneously boosting economic development in one of its poorest provinces, Yunnan. For Myanmar and Bangladesh, the corridor offers the promise of increased trade, foreign investment, and integration into regional supply chains. At the heart of this ambitious project lies a complex web of infrastructure investments. The corridor encompasses multiple components, starting with the China-Myanmar Economic Corridor, which includes highways, railways, and energy pipelines running from Kunming through Mandalay to Yangon, and the strategic port of Kyaukphyu on Myanmar's western coast. The Kyaukphyu Special Economic Zone, backed by Chinese investment, serves as a crucial deep-water port facility designed to handle both commercial shipping and energy imports. The railway component represents perhaps the most technically challenging aspect of the project. The proposed high-speed rail line would traverse some of the most mountainous and seismically active terrain in Asia, requiring extensive tunneling and bridge construction through the Shan Hills and other geographical barriers. Chinese engineers have already completed feasibility studies for sections of this railway, though construction timelines remain uncertain due to both technical and political complexities. From Myanmar, the corridor extends eastward into Bangladesh, connecting to the port of Chittagong through a combination of road and rail links. Bangladesh views this connectivity as an opportunity to position itself as a regional hub for trade between China, Southeast Asia, and South Asia. The country has already begun upgrading its port facilities at Chittagong and improving road networks in anticipation of increased trade volumes. The economic implications of this corridor are substantial for all three participating nations. For China, the project offers reduced shipping times and costs for trade with South Asia, Africa, and Europe. Chinese goods could reach the Bay of Bengal in days rather than weeks, while energy imports from the Middle East could flow directly through pipelines rather than taking the longer maritime route through the Malacca Strait. Yunnan Province, historically isolated from major trade routes, could emerge as a crucial gateway connecting China's interior with the Indian Ocean. Myanmar stands to benefit significantly from transit fees, increased foreign investment, and infrastructure development. The corridor could help integrate Myanmar's economy more closely with its larger neighbors, while providing much-needed revenue for the country's development needs. The Kyaukphyu Port and Special Economic Zone alone represent billions of dollars in Chinese investment, potentially transforming Myanmar's western coast into a major commercial hub. For Bangladesh, the corridor offers access to Chinese markets and the possibility of becoming a regional transshipment center. The country's textile and manufacturing sectors could benefit from improved connectivity to Chinese supply chains, while its agricultural products could find new markets in China's western provinces. The infrastructure improvements required for the corridor could also boost Bangladesh's domestic economic development. However, the project faces significant geopolitical complexities that extend far beyond economic considerations. India views the corridor with considerable suspicion, seeing it as part of China's broader strategy to encircle India with Chinese-influenced infrastructure and military facilities. The Kyaukphyu port, in particular, has raised concerns in New Delhi about potential Chinese naval access to the Indian Ocean, despite Chinese assurances that the facility will remain purely commercial. The corridor also intersects with broader regional tensions and competing infrastructure initiatives. India has responded with its own connectivity projects, including the Caledon Multimodal Transit Transport Project, which aims to connect Indian ports with Myanmar's inland regions. This competition for influence in Myanmar has added layers of complexity to the corridor's development. Political instability in Myanmar has emerged as perhaps the most significant obstacle to the corridor's progress. The military coup in February 2021 dramatically altered the political landscape, leading to widespread civil unrest, international sanctions, and suspension of many foreign investment projects. Chinese companies have found themselves navigating an increasingly volatile environment, with some projects experiencing delays or security concerns. Local opposition to Chinese projects has also complicated implementation. In several regions along the proposed corridor route, communities have raised concerns about environmental impacts, land acquisition, and the distribution of economic benefits. The suspension of the Myitsone Dam project in 2011, though unrelated to the corridor, demonstrated the potential for public opposition to derail major Chinese infrastructure investments in Myanmar. Construction progress on various corridor components has been mixed. Some road improvements and energy pipeline projects have moved forward, while others have faced delays due to technical challenges, funding issues, or political complications. The COVID-19 pandemic further slowed progress, restricting movement of personnel and materials across borders. Despite these challenges, work continues on several key components. The Kyaukpyu Port project has seen gradual progress, with Chinese companies completing initial phases of construction. Road improvements along parts of the proposed route have also advanced, though the railway component remains largely in planning stages. Chinese and Myanmar officials continue to hold regular meetings to coordinate project implementation, even amid the current political turmoil. The corridor's future depends heavily on Myanmar's political stabilization and the resolution of ongoing conflicts. International pressure on Myanmar's military government has complicated Chinese involvement, as Beijing seeks to balance its strategic interests with international diplomatic concerns. The corridor's success will also require sustained commitment from all three countries and the ability to address legitimate environmental and social concerns raised by affected communities. Looking ahead, the new economic corridor represents both the promise and the perils of major regional infrastructure initiatives. If successfully implemented, it could indeed transform trade patterns and economic development across the region. However, the project's challenges highlight the complex interplay between economic ambitions, geopolitical competition, and local political realities that characterize many Belt and Road Initiative projects. The corridor's ultimate impact will depend on the construction of roads, railways, and ports, and equally on the ability of all stakeholders to navigate the delicate balance between economic development and political stability. As China continues to pursue its vision of enhanced regional connectivity, the Kunming-Chittagong corridor will serve as a crucial test case for the viability of ambitious cross-border infrastructure projects in an increasingly complex geopolitical environment. The coming years will determine whether this corridor becomes a model for regional cooperation or a cautionary tale about the limits of infrastructure diplomacy in addressing deeper political and security challenges.